that's possible.
ELM Repair in Edgar is a family-owned and operated full-service diesel repair shop. From pickups to semi-trucks to heavy equipment and RV service. If it runs on diesel, we can repair it. Want more power and better mileage? Our experienced professionals will get your truck running and at peak performance. With a state-of-the-art dyno and fully stocked parts department, we can even come out to you with our 24-hour mobile repair service. ELM is always looking for passionate and talented people to join our team. The Diesel Doctor. Have it done right the first time at ELM Repair.
Welcome home to NBC's Friday Comedy Hour. First, it's the premiere of Lopez versus Lopez.
My nana used to say there's the right way, and then there's the Lopez way, and she would take off her chancla and throw it at you and hit you.
Then, Young Rock returns for an all-new season.
Introduce me to Hulk Hogan.
Eat your vitamins.
Great man, great mustache.
Similar to my mustache.
Dwayne Johnson and George Lopez.
I never lie to you.
That's a lie.
That is a lie.
The Friday Comedy Hour, tonight on NBC.
Up North at 4 with Nate and Jeff starts now.
Good afternoon, I'm Nate Myhock and welcome to Up North at 4. Today on our show, a couple of guys from the Old Pine Road Band join us. They recently debuted their first album, Laying Roots, and we'll hear how it all came together. Plus, they'll even give us a little sample of their music. We'll get to all that in a bit, but first, here's your Top 4 at 4. Having a child go through the battle of cancer treatments can be difficult for any family, but a final wish from a young girl is now making other families smile through the journey. Before Chloe Fruth passed away from cancer, she said that she wanted other kids to receive the trophies she once cherished, and now Chloe's courage is making that a reality. When children complete their final round of treatments, they receive a trophy. So now, kids like Braxton Byer can show off their award for making it through chemo. Chloe's family says it means the world to see other kids get the chance to smile. And Braxton's parents say there's no shot he doesn't bring his new trophy around everywhere he goes. On Tuesday, we'll all hit the polls to vote in the upcoming midterm election. We're all used to seeing those I voted stickers around this time of year, but one county in New York is making waves so that they're unconventional type of stickers. The county held a design contest earlier this year, and it was a no-brainer for the committee to select a winner. 14-year-old Hudson Rowan created a design that he says best encapsulates the current political landscape. It's a weird spider crab-looking hybrid of a monster with the words "I voted." And regardless of how you lean politically, I think we can all agree that politics does feel like this sometimes. The sticker design has since gone viral, and county officials have ordered extra stickers just in case anyone wants an extra memento to take home. We've all heard and seen that many youth and high school sports are dealing with a shortage of referees. And with that said, you would think a place like Minnesota, whose nickname is the state of hockey, would be free from any such issues, especially when it comes to Zamboni drivers. However, and this is the case in the land of 10,000 lakes. Rinks across the state are struggling to find drivers to resurface the ice. While some people are willing to step up to help, it takes months before they can do the job competently. Combine that with a busy sports schedule with tournaments, games, or even just open skates, and it's becoming more difficult to get drivers. Ice skating is tough enough as it is. I can't imagine it'd be fun with a poorly resurfaced sheet of ice. And while Jeff and I won't be playing for the Wisconsin Wendigo anytime soon, maybe this is a job that we could try our hand at. And speaking of hockey, there is nothing like watching a game and staying warm with a cup of Joe. And now a YouTuber has developed a new coffee drink, one of the deep-fried variety. James Hoffman is a self-described coffee connoisseur. He has a channel dedicated to different drinks, and he recently experimented with deep-frying his coffee beans before brewing a pot. The results? Surprisingly good. He said the beans weren't too greasy, and it gave the coffee a buttery type of feel. With that said, his attempt at deep-fried espresso was not as successful, but hey, 1 out of 2 isn't a bad ratio. Chief Meteorologist Jeff Weller joining us now live in studio. Jeff, are you trying deep-fried coffee?
Because why not, Nate? Why not? I know you love coffee. I like coffee too. Today, a perfect day for drinking some hot coffee because the rain showers are back. The cooler temperatures are in there as well. Here's Wausau right now where it's rain, but notice how there's a very distinct hard edge, back edge of the rain here across parts of Lincoln County and Marathon County. Rhinelander, some sprinkles. Price County, some sprinkles. The rest of us are getting dumped on right now with heavy rain across parts of the Green Bay area, back toward Wausau, down to Madison, and that's pretty much where it's going to stay. The heaviest right now is in Portage County, southern parts of Marathon County, Adams County, and Waupaca County. So overall, a couple of thunder showers there. There's going to be a soaking, drenching rainfall for pretty much everybody tonight. But so far, the heaviest rain's been over here, and that's likely where it's going to stay with a 1 to 3 inch rainfall within this band tonight. But the rest of us will get some action. There's a fire hose of moisture kind of pointing right at Wisconsin currently. We'll get some low pressure on this tonight, and that will likely increase the rain coverage and intensity across the Northwoods later on tonight. So it looks something like this. Maybe a widespread 1 to 2 inch rainfall is on the way between now and about Sunday morning. So several rounds of rainfall around the way. The heaviest, though, by far will be across parts of central Wisconsin. The other big narrative is the temperature. Look at this. Compared to this time yesterday, we're 27 degrees colder right now compared to this time yesterday. That, my friends, was a cold front that came through this morning. It shifted our winds out of the northwest and it got a little gusty out there as well. And that puts us at 40 in Rhinelander, 39 at Arvida, and we're going to hang out here for a while. We'll have low temperatures pretty much tonight in the mid-30s or so. Going forward, though, so tomorrow, 49, 51 for Sunday, 45 Monday. You get the idea, right? So gone are the 60s and 70s, hello, 40s and 50s, likely with us through much of next week. So our forecast then tonight, though, is scattered rain showers out there, heaviest south, cool temperatures, kind of breezy, with low temperatures down near 37. Your full forecast at 5 o'clock.
Child killers, murderers, rapists. Hundreds released early by Tony Evers' parole commission. And they're not even telling victims' families.
Governor Evers, everyone in Wisconsin is less safe because of you.
What's the difference between a house and a home? Home is the place you're most comfortable. Knauf fiberglass insulation is the easy way to make your home more comfortable, more sustainable, and more energy efficient. Knauf is Energy Star certified and can save you up to 15% on your utility bills while increasing your family's comfort. Stop by Menards today for everything you need, including expert advice. Knauf, for the world we live in. Visit Menards for your 11% off today.
Save big money at Menards.
Breaking news in Dallas, Texas, where at least 5 police officers were killed when they were ambushed.
This was the deadliest day for U.S. law enforcement since 9/11.
Just days after this horrific crime, Mandela Barnes appeared on Vladimir Putin's propaganda news outlet and rationalized violence against American police officers.
Police officers are over-exercising their badges. This probably was a retaliatory attack.
Do you want Mandela Barnes representing you in the Senate?
I'm Ron Johnson, and I approve this message.
Northwoods Furniture and Mattresses countdown to Black Friday sales event is going on now. Instead of one sale day, we have incredible store-wide savings all month long. Save on home furnishings from the leaders in quality furniture, Lazy Boy, Flex Steel, and more. Black Friday savings on name brand mattresses from Sealy, Tempur-Pedic, Stearns & Foster, and more. Overstocks and clearance items are priced to go. Shop early for the best selection. Northwoods Furniture and Mattress with 2 locations in Eagle River celebrating 15 years in business.
Child killers, murderers, rapists. Hundreds released early by Tony Evers' parole commission. And they're not even telling victims' families.
Governor Evers, everyone in Wisconsin is less safe because of you.
Welcome back to Up North at 4. David, Max joining me now. A couple of guys from the Old Pine Road Band. You guys just recently came out with your debut album.
Yes, sir. Yes,
sir. A lot of time in the making, I would assume, right?
Years in the making.
I can't tell
years.
So
actual years. Yes.
Years in the making.
Years in the making.
How many years are we talking?
Man, going back to like the very beginning when I started coming up with the ideas and like putting pen to paper for I mean, 5 years probably.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah.
So 5 years of blood, sweat, tears, everything.
A lot of learning and mistakes and relearning and you know, it was a really fun, tedious, frustrating process.
I can imagine.
And yeah, so glad to have it out finally.
So when you were finally done, the album's finished, What's the first gut reaction from you?
Like just, it's finished. Yeah, when I finally like put it out and it was like, I'd sent it in, you know, you have to send it into a distributor and whatnot like that, but the stores all have to approve it and whatnot. So I just, when I had sent Click and pushed that through, it was just so much elation because it really was such a long, stretched out process.
God, yeah.
I don't think the average album takes 5 years to put together, but we did everything in it ourselves. When I started this album, it was in the corner of my living room in my 2-bedroom apartment. I had, like, you know, the little home studio set up, and I started kind of laying down some of those basic tracks. But we wrote, played, recorded every single stage of this album ourselves. The cover art is from a painting I did. Like, every single bit of this has had, like, our hands on it. So it took a long time, but absolutely a labor of love, and, you know, just smearing our love all over it. We're really, really stoked about it.
So it's called Laying Roots. Do I got that right?
Yes, sir.
What's this album all about? What are you hoping people take away from this thing?
Well, so Laying Roots is actually, I suppose the time to announce it. It's the first part of a trilogy of albums that we're doing.
Okay.
Laying Roots is literally just that. I started this process on my own, very limited equipment, limited space. I mean, I literally recorded the vocals for a lot of this in a shed in my mom's backyard. Like, set up a vocal isolation booth, like, very hodgepodge, you know.
But you were, like, dedicated, obviously.
Oh, very, very, very. I mean, like I said, labor of love. Every single bit of it. Songs that I wrote and then played and did the whole process on. So, yeah, that just, it took a very long time. Very, very kind of, you know, just thrown together. I can't even remember what the question we started with was, but it's been a labor of love.
Absolutely. So, trilogy, though.
Trilogy, that's what we started.
We got two more coming, is what
You
I'm
are such a professional, thank you.
I try.
So there's 2 more albums coming. This first one is kind of our foundation, Laying Roots. I think one of the last times I was on here, I talked about the recording studio that we opened up. Nothing on this album, I think, was done in the recording studio. All this was like done in the living room. The recording studio is a new thing. So the next album, which I suppose I'll drop the name of, and we're actually going to play a song off of today. The next album is called Branching Out.
Okay.
So Laying Roots, branching out. There's a theme. We won't drop the third one, but there's a theme, and the albums will kind of push conceptually a little what we're doing. We're going to try to get a little bit more and more creative with each one. So the second album will be the first one where it's a collaborative effort, or a more collaborative effort, I should say. When I started this, again, it was all myself, and so a lot of just my own stuff. Now there's a group working. We're in a recording studio. We have, you know, the space is ours, so we're kind of just piecing this together. So we're hoping by the end of the summer to drop the next one. So there won't be a 5-year gap.
Oh, yeah, right. Maybe not waiting as long between the next couple albums. So it started just you 5 years ago. Obviously, you got a group of guys now working with you. Max, when did you kind of get involved with this project here?
David and I met about a year ago at Jack Ryan Jamboree, a festival down in Burnham Wood. And we've been playing shows together ever since.
Scott Kirby actually introduced us, another local legend here. So yeah, thank you. It just goes to show these musicians kind of piece together these things that grow into.
It's like a little network.
It's definitely
for sure.
Community.
Family,
definitely. So I'm kind of curious then too. Off of that, is there any plans in the future? Obviously, a couple more albums on the way, but is there plans in the future to kind of start collaborating with other artists, kind of expanding a little bit?
For sure. So. When I say like this first album, I did a lot of like the guitar, bass, mandolin, and those rhythm. But along the way, I met Thor Gunderson, who he owns a bar actually called the Big Dipper up in Pike Lake. Visit it. But he is a phenomenal guy. And he played drums on the entire album and added the percussion element. Chris Skinner is another instrument, or another musician we've met along the way who plays a mean harmonica, a Chapman stick. Our good friend Scott LaRock's a phenomenal percussionist out of Wakefield. So the Old Pine Road Band has kind of grown into a collaborative of different musicians and backgrounds and styles. And so the future work will keep expanding on that and kind of have everybody bringing something to the plate. And it's cool how this serendipitous, like this expansion of the group has been. You know, like when I started off, very, very, difficult to find guys that can commit to doing all the work. Because it's a lot of work, a lot of time and effort. So yeah, to meet these people along the way that have just contributed so much to my life, my career, just love these guys to death and can't thank all of them enough.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm excited to be able to sit down and just listen to this album the whole way through. And, of course, the next two coming. Oh, I'm going to have that circled. You're going to have to let me know the day.
Yeah. Make sure it's on Spotify, iTunes, Amazon, anywhere that you listen to or stream music. Just look up the Old Pine Road Band. And if you don't remember that, you can always visit oldpineroadband.com, and we've got links there.
Sounds great. Well, you two, we wish you guys the best of luck in the future. This is so fun. I can't wait to listen to the album. We're going to hear a little sampling, though, of your music. That's coming up next, though, so stick with us on Up North at 4.
I'm Mandela Barnes, and I approve this message.
All units. Reports of an abortion at Central Hospital. Officers needed to detain doctor.
If Ron Johnson has his way, he wouldn't just ban abortions. Doctors could go to jail for it. And Johnson's tried for over a decade. He even co-sponsored a bill with no exceptions for rape, incest, or the life of the woman. And said if women don't like an abortion ban, they can just move. But it's Ron Johnson who doesn't belong in Wisconsin.
What does expert HVAC installation look like to you? Having a perfect reading nook on a humid day? A place to enjoy the view on a cold winter day? With a Carrier system installed by Dahlquist, your home will be comfortable from room to room. Plus, you'll be getting expert installation of a system brought to you by the people who invented modern air conditioning. Contact Dahlquist today for your Carrier. Turn to the experts.
Radical Tim Michaels is extremely divisive.
I don't care who I offend.
And at his company, the culture comes from the top. Multiple court filings say women were sexually assaulted, harassed, and pressured to have sex with their bosses.
If she refused demands for sex, she would be blackballed from working on a pipeline job.
Higher-ups dismissed the women as liars and fired those who spoke out.
I don't care who I offend.
That's how Tim Michaels runs his company. Don't let him run our state.
Americans struggling to pay their bills. Yet Mandela Barnes supports a tax increase on working families. How could he? Barnes also supported hiring an army of 87,000 new IRS agents unleashed on families just like yours. That's terrifying. Mandela Barnes, higher taxes and IRS audits for you, unpaid taxes for him. Remember that on Election Day. Wisconsin Truth Bank is responsible for the content of this advertising.
It's the best time of the year to update your old bathroom during our Black Friday sale this month at Mad City Baths, Wisconsin's #1 remodeler and trusted local source for baths, custom tub to shower conversions, and walk-in tubs installed in as little as 1 day, infused with Microban antimicrobial protection. It's Black Friday all month at Mad City. Save $750 on a new bath or shower with interest-free financing for 2 years and get a $250 Mad City gift card with purchase. But that's not all. Act now and call during this program and double your savings. Save $1,500 on a new bath or shower. Double your interest-free financing from 2 to 4 years and double your bonus to a $500 Mad City gift card with purchase. And ask about Mad City's Do More discount for additional savings on new EcoSky windows and kitchen cabinet refacing. Plus, homeowners love our bath and shower designs.
When it comes to the bathroom, the Mad City bathroom, I have to give it a 10.
It fits my lifestyle, and that's what I needed.
It's an old house, but it's a newer bathroom, and it's just bright and airy. I like it a lot.
With more than 50,000 satisfied customers and an A+ rating with the BBB, homeowners trust Mad City for custom baths, tub-to-shower conversions, and walk-in tubs, expertly installed in as little as 1 day. It's Black Friday all month at Mad City. Save $750 with interest-free financing for 2 years and get a $250 Mad City gift card with purchase. But call now and double your savings. Save $1,500 on a new bath or shower, 4 years interest-free financing, and double it to a $500 Mad City gift card with purchase. From Wausau and North Central Wisconsin, call 715-941-4238. That's 715-941-4238.
All right, Jeff. I think if somebody ever gave me the option, you can only have one food for the rest of your life, a good barbecue pulled pork might be my choice.
Nothing better. Slow roasted in the cooker, right?
So good.
6 hours later, it's like, yes.
It's so good. But apparently, if you are a woman in North Carolina, you're making headlines for all the wrong reasons.
She
was at a barbecue joint in Raleigh, said, this pork looks a little pink, which, of course, if you have ever had barbecue before, you know it's supposed to look like that once it gets smoked. So she complained to the managers, complained to other patrons. They're like, nope, this is totally normal and fine.
Is she officially a Karen?
She called 911.
Shut up.
Dead serious. She calls 911 to complain about it.
So she's a Karen.
She's like a mega Karen, I think. So embarrassing for her, not knowing that's just kind of what pork looks like.
She doesn't live in the state, does she? Did you say that or not?
Well, it was in North Carolina. I don't know if she's from North Carolina, but yeah, she might get tossed out. So clearly that lady knows nothing about barbecue. And I'm kind of wondering if Jeff knows.
Is there a quiz
about barbecue? There is a quiz right now, and I'm calling it a BB quiz.
What?
I don't know, he doesn't get it. Let's take a look here at the first question, Jeff. What type of barbecue is the most popular in the United States? Is it Memphis, Kansas City, Texas, or Carolina?
I'm going to go with Texas.
You think Texas is the most popular?
Texas
Are you
or Kansas City?
Let's take a gander at this one here. Is Texas the most popular? It is.
What?
It is. Good call there. Okay. You know, I was talking to Saul Meyer before. I was asking him what his favorite type of Texas barbecue was.
Brisket?
He didn't even know it was a thing.
What?
I know. We don't have to get into it. We don't have to.
He's past his probation period though, so I can't just send him home.
Could be though.
Maybe.
Okay. Speaking of Texas barbecue, Jeff, next question is about Texas barbecue. Okay. How many different types of Texas barbecue is there? 1, 2, 3, or 4?
3. C.
You think there's 3 different types?
Yes.
That's a good guess, but guess what?
I'm right.
You are.
Oh no.
There's actually 4.
Dude.
There's different types from each region: north, south, east, west.
Are there? What are the names of those types? Do we know?
It's just East
North,
Texas.
South, East,
yeah,
West.
that's really all it is. It's really good. All right, I think we have time for one more, though, Jeff. It's more local here because it's the last question I want to give to you. Wisconsin's maybe not known for their style of barbecue, but it's out there. So what is
Wisconsin
What is
style
the
of barbecue.
characteristics of the Wisconsin barbecue?
Like tailgate. Kind of like.
It's a good guess.
No.
You're kind of on the right track, but Jeff, come on. It's Wisconsin. It's just fish fry.
Oh.
Duh.
No. Duh. That wasn't even an option.
That was a trick question. It was a trick question. It was open-ended. You getting fish tonight? Is that on the menu?
I had some for lunch.
Yeah.
Yes,
There you go.
that's
There you go.
lunch.
From where?
Triggs. It's good. Stop.
All right, there you go. That works. I might have to get my hand on some fish fry as well tonight.
Going out tonight, mate?
In the meantime, though, we got to take a break. We'll be right back here on Up North at 4.
Check out the tribute to the King, Elvis. Free show starring award-winning Elvis tribute artist Dakota Pongratz. Saturday, November 19th, 8 to midnight. Mole Lake Casino and Lodge, where everyone is treated like a king.
The governor's basic responsibility is to keep us safe, strong, and thriving.
We all know that's not happening.
Tim Michaels, a new direction for Wisconsin.
This election is about what a governor's gonna do. I'm going to put more money in the pockets of the hardworking families of Wisconsin. We're going to have safer communities, and we're going to have better schools. That's what I'm going to do as your governor.
I'm Tim Michaels. If you're ready for a new direction, hop in.
Tim Michaels for governor.
Northland Basement Systems is the all things basementy company. Basement waterproofing, basement finishing, basement structural repair, humidity and mold control, and nasty crawl spaces too. When it comes to basement solutions, nobody does it better than we do. Since 1991, homeowners just like you in the Northland have trusted Northland Basement Systems for all things basementy in their homes. Call Northland Basement Systems today to schedule a free home evaluation.
Think crime is bad now? Mandela Barnes would make it worse. Barnes would eliminate cash bail even after the Waukesha Christmas parade attack, supports amnesty and sanctuary cities for illegals, and had worked for a radical group that wants to defund the police. Barnes has a long record of smearing police while spending your tax dollars on security for himself. Mandela Barnes, wrong on crime, dangerous for Wisconsin. Senate Leadership Fund is responsible for the content of this advertising.
I started getting numbness in my leg, and it got to be more and more and more all the time. I've had it for a number of years, but it just is getting worse and worse. We've never had laser therapy before, but I did feel relief. It really did wonders for me, I feel. And when I walked out of here, you felt a little bit different, so I was pleased with it.
Integrated Pain Solutions uses high-intensity laser therapy to get to the source of your chronic pain.
Call 844-200-PAIN to schedule your no-cost consultation.
At Mole Lake Casino and Lodge, you'll be treated like a king.
Thank you very much.
It's the beer giveaway on Friday, November 18th. Visit us and redeem Players Club points for a case of beer. Mole Lake Casino and Lodge, where everyone is treated like a king.
All right, Jeff, it's Friday. I'm feeling good, but the rain.
You know, it feels a little different
dare
in the
I say,
outside
damping
right now.
my style.
Oh, it's damping your style, huh? Giving you a bad hair day. Okay, so some rain showers out there now, primarily across parts of central Wisconsin, raining in Wausau. There's going to be a quick edge to that, though. So, like, Vilas County may just see a few showers for 3 hours tonight. The bigger picture, though, is the cooler temperatures. It's in the 40s out there now, even a couple 30s across parts of the area. So it's time for puffy coats again.
Puffy coats.
You got this.
The Gore-Tex is back. Thank you, Jeff. Thanks for watching. Hope you have a great weekend. We'll see you next week on Up North at 4.
You have dreams. To visit your grandkids. To start a small business. To spend time on the lake. The cost of a good healthcare plan should support those dreams, whatever they may be. They're your dreams. We're just here to help you live them. Aspirus Health Plan, a great plan for your best life.